Freilich in a Masel dicke Show, in a Vinkl Argentine, Moschiach ist schon da. Dort ist nicht nur kein Christen, nur jeden klein und groß. Der Apotheker und der Beider, der Kommissar und Juez in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jiddische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. Mitten Städtel steht a Klasse, Bäumer gar a Pracht. Spazieren dort die Ingwer, a jeden auf der Nacht. Man sucht sich buena noches, als du schreies geht a Jois. Und Tage nicht ein Molaschieder dreht sich fin de Mois in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jiddische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. A Radio spielt dort Tangos fahren Neulen, wo spaziert. Erzählen Weiber meistens, was in Städtel hat passiert. Bei wem es wird sein Knoim, bei wem es sein Abris. Und bei wem es hat sich freitig zugebrennt, der Knisch in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jiddische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. Auf der Plasse steht ein Mensch, ein Pundikel gewiss, mit breitliche Bombatsches, Sapatisches auf die Fies. Du die Bigotites, pfeift a Spanisch Lied, merkt ihr dort sein sicher, als der Pundik ist a Jid in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel Mosesville, mein schön Heimele, bist da jiddische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. Meine
Okay, let's start reading the English. Apropos, when we will reach Argentina, after we finish with Mexico, I found letters written from Mosesville. So when we reach that time, we will read those letters. So Janet, can you start reading the English, please?
In the past, we have read stories and sung songs written in the United States in the U.S. in a Yiddish that reflected American English influence. A similar process of language change occurred in South America, where Yiddish speakers came into contact with Spanish speakers. At the end of the 19th century, Baron Maurice Moshe Hirsch funded the emigration of Jews from Eastern Europe to South America, helping to found agricultural communities in Argentina.
Go on.
The largest of these towns was Mosesville, named after Hirsch, founded in 1898 as Kiryat Moshe. The Yiddish song Mosesville, was written by Kevel Katz. He was a typesetter for the publisher Kleskin Verlag in Vilna, and he emigrated to Argentina in 1930 at age 28. Katz was an immensely popular performer, both on stage in Buenos Aires and on radio. He also toured the Jewish farming communities. Katz died in 1940, and Max Zalkin recorded this song years later.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Janet. Marie, will you continue?
These words are taken or adapted from Argentine Spanish. Comisar, police chief. Coyos from
Juez. Juez. From juez. Juez is Spanish for judge.
Then how do you
Yiddish, juez.
How do you say a J here? Juez? In Spanish, it would be juez.
In Spanish, it's juez, one syllable, juez.
A judge, plaza, town square, buenas noches, good night, bombaches from bombachos, gaucho pants, zapatillas from zapatillos, gaucho shoes, bigotites from bigote, mustache. Oh, that's cute. I could not find the word pundic and its diminutive pundicle, but from the context, it seems to mean a dandy or a gaucho wannabe.
Okay, so let's start with the Yiddish. Beverly, can you start reading it?
Yes, 1 second. I was helping Henrietta get on. She was having trouble. Can you tell me if she's on? Oh, well, I'm sorry. Okay. Jeden seid it's freilach in a mazel dikasha. Jewish people, be happy in a happy time, I guess. In a Vinkl, Argentina, Mashiach is shindu. In a little corner of Argentina, the Messiah is here. Dort is nita kein Christen. There's no non-Jews, nor Jeden klein und groß, nor Jews small and big. They're Apteker. What is that?
Pharmacy.
A druggist.
Oh, that's right. It used to be called an apteker. Oh, you're right. The apteker, the druggist, on their bed there. I don't know what's a bed there.
The bathhouse attendant.
Oh, wow. The bed. Oh, okay. Der Kommissar. Oh, you just said it, but I missed on Kois. I don't know what that is.
The judge. The Kois is the judge.
Okay, and the Kommissar is the
chief of police.
The chief of police and the judge. Okay, more? You want me to do more?
Yes, please. Yeah.
In Mosesville, that's the name of the town. My klein Stetler, my small little town, Mosesville, mein Shane Heimler, my beautiful home. Bist a Yiddish Medina, you are a Jewish state, right? Would you do Medina state?
Yeah.
Bist a Stolzbad, Argentina, you are a strength for Argentina, Mosesville.
Proud, I think Stolz is proud.
Proud, you're proud. Very good.
Okay, thank you, Beverly.
Let's see.
Okay, Bob, can you continue?
In Mittenstädtel steht a plaza. In the middle of the town is a plaza. Bemer go pracht. I guess trees are everywhere. Beautiful trees are everywhere.
But trees are beautiful.
Trees, okay.
Pracht is beauty.
The trees, okay, just make everything beautiful. Yeah, make it beautiful. Spazieren dort die Jungwag, a jeden auf der Nacht. Strolling there, the young folks, I guess all through the night?
No, every evening, every night.
Every evening. Ma sagt sich, buenas noches. They say, buenas noches. As das Hayes geht aus euch. As life goes on, or as they normally, how would you translate? I'm sorry, how would I translate?
Marisa, how would you do?
Well, it's like this highest gate. It's just such a wonderful feeling.
Okay, such a wonderful feeling.
You could almost die.
Because ausgeben is like die. So I was wondering, to die for, right?
Right.
They say.
That's it.
Untake mit Amol, Scherich dreht sich von der aus. And every so often, a match comes out of that.
Good.
Okay. Elaine? Yes? Elaine, you raised your hand.
Yeah. The translation I got for Pracht was magnificent.
Right, the trees are
The
magnificent.
trees are magnificent. And also, this is from the last time we did this song, because that's what I'm looking at now. And the translation that I'm sure I didn't come up with it, one of you did, was As das Reis geht as ois, was something like with great enthusiasm, or to die for is even better, but the with great enthusiasm is what someone said last time.
How about breathless?
Maurice?
It
Sure,
sounds to, it
all
sounds
of
to
those
me.
are okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I can't visualize getting so excited about saying Buenas noches, but I guess it's a Gan Eden over there, so it must really be something special.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay,
they're
not
saying
according to the letters. According to the letters, it's not a Gan
interesting.
Eden.
Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, that's the real story. The rest of the story is a letter, I guess.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
that's a metaphor. What they're saying is that, the joyfulness of an animal being free, the joyfulness of, you open a door and your dog runs out. He's, whipping his tail around and he's very excited. Jerry, can you mute, please?
I muted there, yeah.
Anyway, that's what he's saying, is that there's a joyfulness in the way of freedom, in the way that people address each other on the street.
Okay. Rochelle, yeah.
Expression as those heart skate ice, would that also be an expression of joy?
Absolutely. Like when your heart feels free, when you fall in love, when when something amazing happens, your heart's very lifted. They're just being metaphorical.
I would say breathless.
Okay.
Well, if you want.
And I have a more general question. Do we know where in Argentina this Moisesville was? Was it
It is. It still is. It's a historical place. It's still there.
Where? Near Buenos Aires? South?
No, it's not near Buenos Aires. I believe it's north of Buenos Aires. It's not right near it. It's in the agricultural region further north.
Okay.
Does anybody live there now?
Yes.
It's a historic place.
No, I guess it's 10 years ago when I went to Argentina. The person who sponsored his father still had a ranch. And it was about a 2.5-hour drive outside of Buenos Aires. And he had been a doctor, he was retired, and he was a German Jew who emigrated after World War II and bought a ranch in Buenos Aires, outside of Buenos Aires, but practiced medicine there.
Did he have bombaches and bigote?
Yes, and I have pictures of me riding the horse, and they made a big feast for us where they roasted the lamb on a spit. We got the whole schmear because they were, it wasn't a big touristy thing. They were part of our tango group.
Okay. Okay, so let's go on. Bob, can you just read it? Because we already translated, but just read it.
In Moisesville, mein klein Städtel, Moisesville, mein schön Himmel, Moisesville, bist der jüdische Medina, bist der Stolz von Argentina, Moisesville, the pride of Argentina.
Good.
Thank you. Cookie, please.
Oh, thank you. Radio spielt dort tangos. Oh, a radio is playing tangos. Fahren Eulam was spaziert, for the people who are walking around. Der Zähln, Chaved,
Weiber.
Weiber, Mesh,
Mices.
Mices, yeah, the wives are telling tales. Was in Stettel hat passiert, what happened in town. Ba Women Svet sein Sonum.
Tnoim.
No,
Only
Tnoim.
there is a spelling mistake.
There should
Tnoim
be a vav.
is with a taf. Is
Yeah.
with a taf. Yeah.
Oh, a tough. Oh,
A
okay.
taf. Tnoim is a taf.
I didn't understand the English. Tnoim.
Tnoim. Schreiben
Engagement.
Tnoim. Engagement.
Oh, I see. I see what's going on at the time game. All right. Women Svet sein a bris, who's going to have a circumcision, a bris, und ba women hat sich Freitag. Freitag. Oh, and who on Friday?
Yep.
Zugebrennt der Knish. And who burnt their knish, meaning who's a lousy cook?
Während the Knish on Friday, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Okay.
Exactly. And again, we are Moses will mein kleine Städtel, so.
Meisenmill, mein Kleinstädtele, Meisenmill, mein Schein Hemele, bis a Jiddische Medina, bis a Stolz var genittene
Argentina.
Argentina, Mothersville. Yeah.
Moisesville. Okay, good. Thank you, Cookie.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Rinele, du bist online?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please read.
Let's see. Auf der Plaza steht ein Mensch, a pundigo gewiss. Okay, so on the plaza stands a man, and in the writing you sent out, they said they didn't know the word pundico, but they mean like a dandy. They think it means a dandy, you know. Mit breitliche bombaches, sapachi with die Fies. Okay, no, I forget. It said the word bombaches in the English, but I forgot what that.
The gaucho pants.
Okay, with gaucho pants and some kind of
gaucho
sandals. And some kind of sandals on the feet. Durch die Biga Titus pfeift a Spanish lead. So on the some kind of flute, he plays a Spanish song. I'm not bug on bagpipes.
Bigotes or mushroom or no.
Mustache.
Or mustaches.
Whistle. He whistles through his mustache.
Oh, right. Okay, through his mustache, he whistles a Spanish song. Make der Dach sein sicher as der Pundik is a Yid. It makes it then sure that this dandy is a Jew.
Okay, so just a moment before we continue. Rafael, I saw that you are nodding no to something, so please, what?
Yeah, well, I just want to mention that I think from usage, the word pundik means it's Argentinian Yiddish, and it refers to anyone born in Argentina.
Oh.
And so the local fella, not necessarily a dandy, but the local person, the homeborn person happens to be Jewish. That's my guess based on context.
Okay, interesting. Good, thank you. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so Rinele, just read it again.
Yeah, in Mosesville, mein Kleinstädtler, Mosesville, mein Schönhimmel. In Mosesville, my little town, Mosesville, my sweet home. Bis der Jiddische Medina, bis der Stolz for Argentina, Mosesville, mein Heim. For a Yiddish country or state, you are a proud, you're a pride for Argentina, Mosesville, my home.
Okay, thank you. Barbara, yes?
Okay, so I actually I got confused, so I'm going to lower my hand. I got confused with sabotages and mustaches, so I never mind. It's explained. Thank you. Apologize.
Okay, it's explained. Okay.
She doesn't always call me. That's good because I didn't.
Okay. So. Okay. As I said, we will get to it in a few classes. We will get again to Mosesville. But let's listen to it once again.
One more question. What is gewiss?
Who?
Gewiss.
Certainly.
Sure. Ah, okay. Thank you.
Seid jetzt freilich in a Masel dicke Show, in a Vinkl Argentine, Moschiach ist schon da. Dort ist nicht nur kein Christen, nur jeden klein und groß. Der Apotheker und der Beider, der Kommissar und Huis in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel, Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jüdische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. In mitten Städtel steht a Klasse, Bäumer gar a Pracht, spazieren dort die Ingwer, a jeden auf der Nacht. Man sucht sich buena noches, als du schreies geht a Jois, und Tage nicht ein Molaschi, der dreht sich fin de Mois in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel, Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jüdische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. A Radio spielt dort Tangos, fahren Neulen, wo spaziert. Erzählen Weiber meises, was in Städtel hat passiert. Bei wem es wird sein Knoim, bei wem es sein Abris. Und bei wem es hat sich freitig zugebrennt, der Knisch in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel, Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jüdische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. Auf der Plasse steht ein Mensch, a Pundikel gewiss, mit breitliche Bombatsches, Sapatisches auf die Fies. Du die Bigotites, pfeift a Spanisch Lied, merkt ihr dort sein sicher, als der Pundik is a Jid in Mosesville. Mein klein Städtel, Mosesville. Mein schön Heimele, bist da jüdische Medine, bist da stolz vor Argentine, Mosesville. Meine
Okay. Any question, any stories?
It's up to you. You want to give or you don't want to give, whatever.
No question? Nothing to add? Okay, so as you know, we are reading stories about Mexico. We started one last week, and we continue today, and we have more.
You want some? Sure.
Yeah, but Marif, stop it for a moment, Marif. Not yet, Marif. Okay, because, okay, hi, Jaime.
Hi.
Hi. Jaime, Susan's husband, is originally from Mexico, and his parents came to Mexico from where? Russia?
No, my father is from Poland, my mother from Belarusia.
Belarusia. So I asked Jaime and Susan if they can just talk a little bit about Jews in Mexico. So, okay.
I mean, Jews came in Mexico, started coming in the after the first 1917. even before, but anyway, the Ashkenazi Jews came in from 1917 to 1933. They was allowed to come, and it was a little bit of a open border, so the government and the country accepted many Jews. My father came in 1933, and there was no.
That's a lot
Father
to
came in
pull out.
1928.
28,
Exactly.
sorry, 28.
Okay, if I run out of cartridge, you can just chip in. That's fine. Let's use it. We'll share.
Sounds good.
Okay, go on, Jaime.
And his mother came in
My mother came in 1933.
And they would have gone, she had brothers in Philadelphia. They could not go to Philadelphia because the United States had closed
In 28, the doors for the United States were closed, so they went to Mexico. My father went to Mexico in 1928. He had some landslide, people from the same town, landslide, and so my father decided to go to Mexico. They stopped in Cuba, but they continued to Mexico.
and they landed in Veracruz, like they mentioned.
Landed in Veracruz, yes. With the ship landed from Cuba to Veracruz, and they went. When my father went in 28, he brought my mother, my sister, my older sister, who just died a couple of weeks ago, was born in Europe. Was born in close to Breditovsk in Antipole. And she and my mother came in 1933. My father saw my sister and left the country, left Poland. At that time was Poland. My mother came with a Polish passport.
And can you tell us a little bit about the Jewish society in
At that time, the Jews they came, basically in Mexico, they stayed in the big cities, not like in Argentina that they wanted to settle them in the agricultural part. In Mexico, everybody stayed basically in the capital, Mexico City. And they had good, they started dealing with business.
Small businessmen.
Small business and then bigger business. And they were doing quite well, as a matter of fact. So that was initially during the 30s, but then they closed the doors. They were a little bit more.
After World War II, which is what we're reading about, the Mexico closed down on its immigration.
Mexico didn't want to bring.
So
there was a preparation because Mexico wanted to bring people, so the government decided that the only people who can come is the one who has some job or can be assigned to a job. So they're not becoming a burden for the Mexican population. They didn't want more competition.
Jaime always.
But so then of them, for example, some of them we made them so people were not having any regular jobs. So in my school, for example, Jewish school, we brought some people who knew Jewish material, reading the Bible or being religious, and we brought them and they become teachers. They were never teachers.
Exactly like in the story, what he's telling us in the story. Yeah.
Correct. So, for example, some of my teachers were never teachers, but they spoke a good Yiddish, and they know about the Torah and the Bible, because I went to a religious school. I went to
a religious Zionist school.
Zionist, Apoel Mizrahi, was the Mizrahi. I don't know if you are familiar with that, but they were from the Apoel Mizrahi. So it was a religious Yiddish school. We spoke Yiddish and we spoke Spanish and we spoke a little bit of Hebrew. Well, the teacher had to know Yiddish and Hebrew. but they were not teachers. They become we made them teachers. The community in other words. The chief guy, his name was Shimshon Feldman, and Shimshon Feldman was the Rosh HaKeilah. And in Mexico, we have a Keile. It's not like here that you have the federation, but we have the Keile and manages every Jewish activity. The synagogues belong to the community, they're not different synagogues. You belong to the community, you can change to go to any synagogue because all of them belong to the community. They don't belong to, they're not independent.
Mm-hmm.
So my school was religious and Zionist. So the teachers that we brought were religious with some Zionist concept. And mostly they knew, the only thing we wanted is for learn, they knew Yiddish and they know Hebrew and how to do some, literature and some school, Torah, religious work. But they were not teachers, I don't know the story, but like in the story say, they were not teachers. But that only was the only way we can bring them after the war.
Okay.
The government were accepted, they came as teachers. The title that they had were teachers, and we put them in schools.
Okay. Susan, do you have to add anything? Because you say that...
No, ich habe eine Frage. Ich soll fragen in Yiddish oder in Englisch?
Whatever.
Der Mann, was redet, versteht Yiddish?
Ja, versteht Yiddish.
Du verstehst Yiddish?
Ich bin ein Goy.
Oh, no, ich habe gewollt fragen, ich habe Mischproche, mein Tata hat Mischproche, mein Tata Alva Shalom hat gehabt Mischproche, was leben noch heint in Mexiko. Seine Cousine Lube Gildelson ist gewesen eine jüdische Lehrerin in der jüdischen Schule in Mexiko.
Was ist der Nummer?
Was war eine jüdische Schule?
Sie ist gewesen, sie hat gelernt, sie ist gewesen eine Lehrerin von Jiddisch, Lube Gildenson, und sie ist Mischproche mit Elias Landsmanas. Das ist und hat seine Besprache, ist gekommen in Mexiko zu lieb Menschen, die seien gekommen in den 1920er und sie haben nicht gekannt, da reingehen in New York, in Amerika.
Ja.
Was ist der Name von deiner Kräuvin?
Sie ist Elias Landsmanas, ist einer. Ist Besprache mit Pablo. Pablo ist gestorben mit 2 Jahren zurück. Sie seien gewesen, eine große Besprache in Mexiko. Billionären, ich habe vergessen seinen Namen.
Okay, guys, this is too particular. We are talking about Jews in Mexico, not one family or something.
No,
so,
but I wanted to ask.
Maybe later.
No, but my question is, I mean, from what I understand, they stopped teaching Yiddish in the schools in Mexico. Is that true?
In Mexico, we are gehabt 3 irische Schules.
Und ich habe gehört, dass man gehört lernen
But there were 2 jiddische Schules, the alte and the neue jiddische Schule. Sie sind nicht gewesen religious, sie sind gewesen...
Wen haben sie vermacht, die jiddische Schules?
Sie haben vermacht, yes, but...
When ist es gewesen?
Vermacht, after 15 years ago.
15 Jahre zurück. Wenn ist gewesen, klein, sie haben gehabt 3 jiddische Schulen.
Not everyone here is as fluent in Yiddish, so maybe you can move it sometimes to English.
That's why
maybe other people can also understand what you are saying, okay?
I did not understand that. That's important for me to know.
Not everyone here is as fluent. There are many levels here of fluency. So, okay. But I meant the other Susan, Jaime's wife. Susan, you said you also send us material. Can you elaborate on the material that you sent?
Well, basically it said after the war, Mexico only would allow, in general, they wanted people that they felt would do something for the country. business-wise or education-wise, they didn't want to accept ordinary workers. So the Mexican Jewish community used that to bring in people. They made them teachers. They gave them a job in the Jewish schools. And the Yiddish schools, I believe, are all closed at this point.
Yavne is a very Zionist.
His school was Yavna, religious Zionist, but I don't believe they teach Yiddish anymore.
No, they're not. No, I know they
Maybe
don't.
not. Maybe
They
Hebrew.
don't.
Hebrew. Now it's Hebrew.
It's all
Okay.
Hebrew, and it's changed. That's why I want
Correct.
to make
It
sure
has
I'm
changed,
correct.
but now Mexico has a Jewish president.
Yes, but she doesn't consider herself
Nachas.
whatever.
She doesn't speak. She speaks Yiddish.
She doesn't really believe that she's Jewish. She just goes along with it when she has no
And
choice.
she's
Okay.
anti-Israel.
I read
Okay,
that
guys.
she wears a
Guys,
cross.
politics aside,
No,
politics
no,
aside.
no.
Jaime, thank you very much.
Okay,
Jaime, thank you.
I don't hear
Susan,
you.
thank you. It was a real help. Someone is talking, guys. If you are talking, mute yourself. I cannot identify every time who is talking. Okay, thank you, Susan Gans, for the information. And I think it's time to get back to the story. We stopped on page 21 when the religious guy is not yet disembarking, but he's eating tzibales, the ganze Zeit. So eating onions all the time. So Mariv, please. Yeah. Yes, Mariv.
Are you going to share the screen?
Yeah, Mariv is going to share the screen.
Yes, hold on, I'm getting there.
But
I'm getting
yeah,
there.
she's signing
Give
the
her a chance.
one moment. One moment. Yeah.
Oh, hold on one moment. I wasn't ready
Okay.
because we were doing something. Hold
Sure.
on.
I'm going to interrupt for a moment. Marif, can you send me how to translate whole pages on Google?
Probably later. Ask me later. I'm trying to do
Yeah, not now, after the class. Thank you.
Hold on, I've got a little bit of a problem because I thought we were discussing later, so I didn't get ready. Okay, there we go.
Can I ask Nina what page? What is the page?
It's page 21, and it's here. An intelligenter grüne junger Mann.
Yeah, I guess I didn't print that one out. Okay.
Okay, but you have it here.
I do.
You do have it. Yeah. Okay. Michael, please. Can you start reading, Michael?
Okay. Ein intelligenter, grüner junger Mann, an intelligent young greenhorn, was his geformten Zibbeleid in ein coyote, who was traveling in the same cabin with the onion Jew, hat sich einmal Musser Nefesh gewähnt und ist Ruf gelaufen zum Kapitän mit einem Ultimatum. So he was going to communicate or talk kind of Musar morally with the...
No. Moser Nefesh is not, it's not morally. It's like to...
Sacrifice himself?
Exactly. Yeah, he put himself in some danger to sacrifice. Yeah.
Okay. So he put himself in danger, and he ran up to the captain and with an ultimatum, der barmet sich, have mercy on me. Kann schon mehr nicht verzogen mein Schochen mit die Zibalas. I can't stand my neighbor with the onions anymore. Die Zibalas schlugen mir schon zum Herz. They really getting to me. They're hitting my heart. Oder warf mich herein in Yam, oder die Zibalas. Either throw me or throw the onions into the sea, or get me an anderen Schochen, or give me another neighbor. Der junge Mann, was hat lieb gehabt, Shabbos, noch die Fisch hat Tellerroll gehackte Zibalas mit Leberlach, this young man who loved Saturday to have after the fish a plate of chopped onion with livers, mit zerriebene Arbus with grated peas, hat nedergetan, took an oath, as mehr Esther schein nicht kein Sibalas, that he would never eat onions again. Ein Abgehen von Schiff, wenn ich auf das Schiff, wurde Firmerid wieder gemacht, a größten Roschem auf alle Mexikaner, Portbeamte. The religious Jew again made a great impression on all the Mexican port officials. Carry on?
Yeah, carry on another paragraph, yeah.
Okay. Der hat sich angespart und kategorisch erklärt, the Jew was stubborn and categorically announced, as geht nicht darauf von Schiff Shabbos. He's not going off the ship on a Saturday. Wird bestimmt hoffen nicht unterschreiben sein Namen Heiligen Shabbos Kodesh, that he will, in no circumstances, sign off his name on the holy Sabbath. Nein and nein, never. What wasn't, well, no and no, never. What was what he said, Yach geh nicht, I am not going. Wird nicht mechalel Shabbos sein. He won't desecrate the Sabbath. Will nicht verlieren sein, chelek olam haba. He doesn't want to lose his portion in the world to come. Der ist geblieben nächtigen auf der Schiff bis Sonntag, and so he remained overnight on the ship till Sunday.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you.
I wonder if could the next reader maybe translate or read a little slower for those of us.
Okay.
Both the Yiddish and the translation is kind of hard to follow. Thank you.
So
is it labelach up there chopped liver?
Yes, the labelach mit gehackte Zwiebeln, yeah.
It's chopped liver, right?
Yes, chopped liver with chopped onions.
Delicious.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Luisa, yes, Luisa.
Yeah, I have a question about the word coyote. Is that the same as coyotes today?
No, it's a cabin. Coyote here is a cabin. A cabin in a ship.
I see.
Stateroom. Well, not that fancy, but
yeah, exactly. But
thank you.
It's not, it's not the Viking.
You know what the word coyote means today, right?
Yeah, but no, it's not the same. Elaine, yes?
How can he chop liver with onions if he's keeping kosher?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, how can he liver? It's meat. If he's only eating onions, it doesn't make sense unless I missed something somewhere.
No. What you missed is that the young man who complained about the religious guy, this young man likes Sibales mitlebe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not the religious guy. The religious guy is eating only the onions. But this young man, he likes it. And after being with him, he doesn't like it anymore.
Got it.
But you can have a kosher liver.
But not in Mexico on that ship at that time.
Yeah, that's not at the ship.
How do you know?
Okay, guys. Rafael, this is for you because there are some things that needs to be explained here. So please, Rafael, die Portbeamte.
Die Portbeamte haben sich erschrocken.
Phone caller.
Susan, can you mute, please? Die Portbeamte haben sich erschrocken. The officials of the port were afraid. Sie haben gemeint, they thought, as der Yid muss avada seine Rebbe, a Rav, a religiezer manig. They thought that this fellow must certainly be a rabbi. Or a rebbe could be a Hasidic rabbi or a Rav, a regular rabbi, a religiezer manig, some sort of a religious leader. Und Rabbonim können nicht reinkommen in Land, but rabbis are not allowed to come into the country. Maar kein mit groß mi, der erklärt die Beamte, they barely managed to explain to the officials with great effort, me is effort, as das is a posheter fromer Yid. This is a simple, observant Jew, was will nicht verschwächen dem heiligen Shabbos, who does not want to desecrate the holy Shabbos. Die hige fromme Jiden mögen sich freien mit dem grünen Shomer Shabbosnik. The local observant Jews might be happy with this newcoming, this green fellow who is Shomer Shabbos. Bei uns trefft sich. With us, it happens as a president oder a Gabe von a Shul soll Shabbos in der Früh absagen in Shul dem Yismach Moshe mit beide Purkens. Okay, I have to go back here.
Yeah,
it
so
happens
that's for you to explain.
Fine, that the president or the Gabai of a Shul, a Gabai is can be a trustee or can be, he's one of the functionaries. These days, the Gabai is the person who checks the Torah reading and hands out the honors. It's a synagogue functionary. Zol Shabbos in der Früh, he might, in the morning, on Shabbos, Saturday morning, absagen in Shul. Absagen usually means to refuse, but here it means to recite. He might recite in Shul the Yismach Moshe Matnas Chelkai. This is the fourth blessing of the Amida on Shachris on Shabbos. Moses was happy with his portion. Mit beide Yekum Purkans, with both of the Yekum Purkans. Yekum Purkan is an Aramaic blessing. It happens, there are actually three of them, two in Aramaic, then the third in Hebrew, and it happens after the Torah reading. Yekum Purkan min Shemaya, China v'chizda v'rachameh. May redemption arise. Anyway, he might recite all of that. Und danach, but afterwards, zugehen in Fabrik, go off to the factory, oder in Geschäft, or to his business. Zen vias halt epis mit Shabbos dicken Pidgin, to see how things are going with the earnings on Shabbos. Pidgin is not the usual word for earnings, but how else should I translate it here?
A payment for the honor, possibly?
Yeah, but here it's seeing how things are going in his Fabrik or his Geschäft. So it's, I think it's ironically used as Pidgin here. Der Griner Shomer Shabbos Yid wird Azach Hillel Shabbos sicher nicht erlassen. This newly arrived observant fellow will certainly not allow such desecration of the Shabbos. Die erste Eize hat der Griner früher Yid gegeben, die Jiden, von Nidche Yisrael Shul. The first advice the green observant Jew gave to the Jews in the shul called Nidche Yisrael, the Nidche, those driven out from Israel.
Yeah.
That's the name of the shul, I guess. Nidche Yisrael. It's a very strange name for a shul. I prefer the name Rodfei Kesef. Okay. The first advice was how to make a Sabbath kugel the way we do in Galicia. Der kugel darf sein schön wie Rachel, weinen wie Leah. The kugel should be as beautiful as Rachel and should cry like Leah. Now, it says in the Tanakh that Leah had weak eyes. And so it's understood in the Midrash that that's because she cried a lot. You also see that in Itzik Manger's Chumash leader.
How is the kugel crying?
Well, it weeps, I guess. I don't know.
It's moist. It's moist.
Very good. Moist. That's it.
Maybe it's dripping. It's dripping, maybe.
Dripping, yeah. Okay. Groß wie Esav and gut wie Yankov. As big as Esau and as good as Jacob. Sollen all jüdische Frauen in Mexico sich verschreiben die neue Kugelformula. And all of the Jewish women in Mexico should write down this new Kugel recipe.
Okay, thank you, Rafael. Thank you. Okay, Barbara, please go on.
Oh, okay. The ganze Stadt.
Yeah, just a moment. I see that Luisa raised their hands before. Yeah. Luisa?
Thank you. I think that name, Nidhei Israel, is really some cynical joke. Because it's almost offensive to refer to themselves as a group as the ones who have been the abandoned of Israel, or the neglected of Israel, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes.
Because what is Nidahim? Neglected, right?
Neglected, those are that are also those that are far away, those that are far away.
Those behind in the end of the world.
Yeah, something like this.
The perception is that Mexico or America, Latin America, is the end of the world. That would have been the perception for Argentina also.
Yeah. Okay. You are crying out of laughter.
Yes, it just made me laugh so much because I cannot imagine any temple with that name. I think it's a joke.
Okay.
What if I was
Steve, I saw that you raised your hand, and then Elaine. Steve?
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with Luis. I don't think it's a real name of a synagogue. I think it's how the locals refer to the difference between one synagogue where the Yikers go and the other one where the what was the word here? The refugees of Israel. That's just, I think it's colloquial. It's not like that's the name they put on there.
Yeah. If I may elaborate on that, I think that a perception of someone who is in Poland, as I have cousins in Poland, and then you have relatives that end up in Latin America or South America, like it was our case. I think they think it is the end of the world, literally. And in Spanish, they would say the rear end of the world.
Okay. Yeah, but Susan, I see you, but first Elaine and then you. Okay,
yeah,
Elaine.
The word recipe, I've come across, I've been using recept rather, but formula or formula is a cognate to formula, so I'm wondering about that word, the use of that word. Is that a commonly used word for recipe?
In Spanish. It's a Spanish word.
It's and it means recipe in Spanish.
Yeah, in Spanish it's receta, and it is used for food.
Right, but that's what I'm asking about. Is it formula or formula? I don't know how to pronounce it. Kugel form. How do you pronounce it? Where's the accent?
Can you show it to me on the text, please?
It's no. It's right in the middle of the page now. Denia Kugel formula.
Formula.
Down
a little bit.
Yeah,
down,
that would also be
here. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
That would also be that would also be from Spanish. It would be a cognate from Spanish, or actually a borrowing from Spanish into Yiddish, because it is the word that's used in the surroundings, probably.
For a recipe.
Well, it's I think in this case it's a synonym of
it could be from the word formula.
I know, that's what I said. It's a cognate.
Yeah.
It is.
Cognate.
It is a word for formula. Yes, it's a
yeah,
serum.
but we would in the United States we would never say, I'll give you the formula for for chocolate cake or something like that.
But remember that in English, the words that come from Latin or Greek are used only for the sciences, whereas in Spanish, the words that come from Latin origin are the everyday language. So what you perceive in English to be extremely formal language is actually the Latin derivatives equivalent of the Anglo-Saxon vocabulary for English, which is the one that you prefer as native speakers for everyday language. But in Spanish, we use constant. That's Spanish is really Latin in a way. So,
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Louisa. Susan, yes, Susan.
I wanted to mention that the synagogue Nidchei Yisroel, I just want to read you something. It was built by Eastern European Jews who came to Mexico in 1930, opened for services September 1941, and closed its doors at the end of the 1970s, abandoned for about 3 decades until a renovation was made in 2008. Months of hard work culminated in the synagogue's reopening in December 2009, and today it serves as a cultural center and is called Synagoga Histórica, Historic Synagogue. And we visited, it's a tourist attraction, and we went there. It's beautiful. In one of our visits to Mexico.
Thank
you. So it does exist. Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful.
That's a very surprising name.
Wow.
Okay, thank you, Susan. Thank you. Okay, Barbara, go on. Die ganze Stadt.
Okay, die ganze Stadt kochte mit die neue intelligente green. So the whole city would cook with these intelligent newcomers. Alle freien sich mit sich wie mit weitergefundenen Kräuven. And everyone would take joy with them as if they were long-lost relatives. Betrei und gegen a bereiten Shalom. They would be greeted with a generous Shalom Aleichem. Was macht ihr? Wie gefällt euch Mexico? How are you? And how do you find Mexico? Does it please you? Meiner Bekannter hat herabgebracht sein Bruder von Poland. My acquaintance brought over his brother from Poland. The Grüner is Hoshit Nivel Vanish Toimem geworden. The newcomer was simply astonished. Wenn hat der Zen, wo sein Bruder wohnt. I was astonished. He saw where his brother lived. Is geworden stark überrascht von der Aufnahme, was mir hat ihm gemacht. And he was truly or strongly overwhelmed by the reception that people had arranged for him or made for him. Man hat fahren Grünem gemacht a großartige Wetschere. People had, so I'm not sure what this means. Man hat fahren, people produced what? For the they made for the newcomer.
A big dinner for it.
Yeah, a huge dinner. But so hot fahren. So they produced for the newcomer a huge dinner or a huge supper. Okay. A tish kedei hamelech, a table fit for a king. Von besten und von schönsten, for the best, from the best and the beautiful. Gebrotener Indik, roast turkey, wine, tort, chocolate, and compote. So I think everybody got that.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
David Katz, can you continue? David, I saw that you're there. Let me check again. Yeah. David Katz. David, can you read?
Ja, Entschuldigung, ja. Der Blasser?
Ja.
Der Blasser, ewig erschrockener Greener, the pale, scared, terrified, green newcomer, hat mit große Augen und mit ein offen Mäuel sich gewundert. With big eyes and open mouth, gaping mouth, wondered. A entire land, Mexico. Simchas Torah in der Wochen. Simchas, a dear land is Mexico. Simchas Torah during the week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like celebrations.
Yeah, like celebration.
During, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, during the weekday, yeah. Ja. Men hat dem Greenem genommen einladen und ein Bekannten zum anderen auf Geschmacke und Teuvedika Veteras. The newcomer was taken, but what was invited from one acquaintance to the other, or, delicious holiday meals, dinners. Wir seien in so jedne in Green. We were so envious, or I guess
avid for them.
Maybe
yeah.
Right. Avid, more not greedy, but real eager for the
yes.
The newcomers. Wir warten auf die Fruma Yidden of Mashiach. We wait for them like the Orthodox, the Fruma, they will wait for Messiah.
Yeah.
Mashiach.
So before continuing, I see that Rafael raised his hand.
Yeah, the verb genommen here, you see that often. It means to begin. It doesn't mean here to take. So they began to invite. Sie haben genommen einladen.
Okay.
Started, yeah. Started.
Okay, so David, another paragraph.
Yeah. A younger man, a young person, welke schon 8 Jahre zerscheid von sein Frau und Kinder, a young man, which is already now 8 years separated from his wife and children. Wenn hat in die Schiff mit die Grine, der nentert sich zum Port. When he caught sight of the boat with the newcomers, approached, went up to the port. I guess he went to the port.
Got closer.
Got closer to the port. Hat ihr ungeheuben unterspringen und tanzen vor Freude. He began to jump and dance for joy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's there's a better translation for unterspringen, but
I think it's to jump. Jump
for
joy. Jump for joy. Yeah, jump for joy.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, David. Thank you. Marsha, yes? Marsha, I see that you raised your hand, Marsha.
Ja, ik wil vragen, Rafael, het woord genomen is wie eenmaal begin, or wie eenmaal to take, genomen?
Yeah.
Right. If you see it with an infinitive, then it usually means to begin. To begin to do something. If you see it with a direct object, then it usually means to take.
Okay, Marsha. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Susan, please, can you continue?
Wenn hat der Kind auf dem Deck sein Freu hat ungeheuben fachen die Hand. When he saw his wife on the deck, he began to wave his hands, schreien hoich auf den Kohl, and yell out as loud as he could. Brandele, Brandele, that was her name. Brandele, Brandele, komm schon up, come on up. Ich war...
No, come down, come
oh,
down.
Oh, yeah, komm schon up, come down. Ich wart schon auf dir ganze 8 Jahre. I've been waiting for you a full 8 years. Und wenn die Frau hat ihm von weitens kaum geantwortet, and when his wife from the distance managed to answer him mit der Mach, but she waved her hands mit der Hand, a wave with her hands.
I think here is something else, because it's here kaum geantwortet. She barely answered
She barely answered him.
And amach mit the end is something like this, you know.
Oh, she didn't actually answer him. She just waved him away.
Something like
With the mach, with the hand, she waved him away. Is der junger Mann in Kass geworden. The young man became very angry. Genommen laufen über der ganze Length von Port. He began to run across the length of the port und hoich schreien and yelling out loud. Brindle, geh up von Schiff. Brindle, come down from the ship. Sag ich dir, I'm telling you. Ich wär in Kass, I'm getting angry. Wo stehst du so wie a lame in a golem? Why are you hanging around like a crippled golem? Komm rup von Schiff. Sag ich dir, get down from the ship. Brandl. Aufnehmen.
Just a moment, Susan, because I see people raise their hands. So you will continue, but first is Bonnie and then Rafael. Bonnie, yes.
Yeah, Rafael, I didn't catch exactly what you said. I think it had something with tun. You were giving a grammatical explanation, and I wasn't able to find that on the screen in enough time. Do you recall what you were?
And it was about Newman.
Yeah, I was just talking about, it was on the previous page with genommen. Man hat dem Grinem genommen einladen. Here, genommen has the infinitive einladen right after it. And so I'm understanding genommen here means to begin. Begin to, einladen is to invite. And so nehmen can mean to begin, especially if it has an infinitive. If, on the other hand, there's no infinitive nearby, then it's just the verb to take, and it'll have a direct object. But I wanted to mention here that lamener golem is not a lomer golem. It's not a lame golem. It's a clay golem, a golem made of clay. Lame is clay.
I thought they were all made with clay.
Well, especially this one.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
but
you.
We have genommen laufen, just as in this particular paragraph.
Started also. The word started.
Okay. Beverly?
That's my Yiddish name, Brindle. Or Brindle. I've never heard anyone else have it.
Okay, Brindle, Geier auf den Schiff.
Right.
Okay. Louisa, yeah.
I think somebody else is before me to ask a question. Was there?
No, you are the only one left.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize and to stand corrected with my interpretation of Nidhei Israel, because not only did Susan find the synagogue, but I found another one in Barbados online. And what happened was that the translation for Nidhei Israel synagogue is the scattered of Israel. Whereas I interpreted the word nidahim as one of the meanings that it's usually used, right? Mina in Hebrew, which is the neglected or they're left behind. So
yeah, the left behind, yeah, but yeah, the nidach here is it can be scattered, yes.
So I stand corrected and I apologize. I just thought it was funny.
No problem, no problem.
And if anybody goes to Mexico, they should definitely include a visit to Nidchei Yisroel.
Okay, okay. Mariv, yes, I see that you raised your hand, Mariv.
I just want to say to Bonnie or anybody else that has questions, there's a tape of this. You can go back and listen and slow it down and stop and hear what Rafael's explaining, or if somebody's talking too fast for you, use the tape.
Yeah, but people want to know now. We want to know
right,
now.
Right away. Immediate satisfaction.
That's okay.
I get it.
But that's okay as well. No problem.
I do. Okay. I want to go on the record. I do not have a problem with immediate satisfaction. On the record.
Okay.
Steve, did you let yourself open?
We know about you, Steve. We know about you.
TMI. TMI.
Okay. Okay, Susan, go.
Azoi aufnehmen Grine kennen wir nur bei uns in Mexico. Such a welcoming for greenhorns can only be done by us in Mexico. Ausgeputzt, eine von die grüne Mädel hat man vorgestellt für a schön ausgeputzten Bücher. One of the greenhorn girls or young women, they set up as
no, they introduced her.
They what? Introduced? Introduced to a handsome, dressed up young man. Hat sie bald ungeheuben mit ihm schmusen. So she immediately began to talk to him auf an ausgezeugenem Galiciana Yiddish with her Galiciana Yiddish and gezeugenem. I'm not sure what that is.
Like matuach, no. Guys, how do you say matuach?
Thanks.
Stretched, like it's stretched.
Strange. Her strange Galiciana Yiddish.
No, not strange. It's stretched. It's stretched.
Oh, and now this is going to be a dialogue with Galiciana. Was it in Mexico? What do you all do in Mexico? Was soll man tun? What should we do? It's hot a fabrik. Do you all have a factory? No, we don't. It's hot a Geschäft. Do you have a business? It's sind avada a president von einer Organisation. Are you at least a president of an organization? No, they would say nein. Well, no, the answering one would not be a Glitziano, so he would say nein. Was denn tietzt in Mexico? So what then do you all do in Mexico? Charbet bayenem, I work for somebody else. Dus Galiciana Mädel hat den Bocher betracht für a große Schlimazel. And this Galiciana young girl looked at that young man like as though he were a big Schlimazel. Und der Steunte der Steunte im gefragt, and a surprised, would you say surprised?
Amazed. Yeah.
Amazed, and in an amazed way, she asked him, Wer arbeitet denn in Mexico bei jenem? So who in Mexico works for somebody else? Die grüne Mädel haben von die hige jüdische Bechorum gor a gehäubene Meinung. The greenhorn girls had from the local Yiddish Jewish young men a completely different meaning, for different definition.
No. Geoibene Meinung, they
had a high opinion.
A raised up opinion. They had a good opinion.
Okay.
I didn't know.
What?
I thought they thought that they had that the girls had a haughty opinion, that they were haughty.
About the local Jewish boys.
No, maybe about themselves.
No, about the boys. They imagined that the Mexican Jews were something special. And it
They had, and then it's going to change their mind.
Turns out that he works for somebody else.
Okay, Mariv, yes.
Is the part where they give the dialogue, it says spelling adjusted to make it more of a trying to make it sound like a Galiciana?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I don't know the spelling well enough to figure it out.
Yeah, that's so.
They're having fun with how Galiciana sounds, is what they're doing.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susan. Karen, you're here? Karen.
Yes.
Okay.
Where are we?
Agrine,
Tigrina, okay.
Tigrina.
No. Another
down.
Here. Okay.
Agrina, geen dikker, Shana Mädel, Funlita, a newcomer, charming, beautiful girl from Lita, and idealistic, idealistka, an idealist mit I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
Enormously idealistic.
Mit a punum von a heiliger Madonna, the face of a holy Madonna, far holmter Eugen, dreamy eyes. Is it dreamy or is it?
Dreamy. Yes, dreamy.
Wie bei a frummer Rebetzin, like a pious rabbi's wife. Die schwarze Haar glatt verkämmt auf beider Seiten Kopf mit zwei lange Zähne. Her black hair was smoothly combed on both sides of her head with 3 long braids. Sie redt mit a Stil, zärtlich, weichkohl. She speaks with a quiet, tender, soft voice, a gentle voice, was lascht und beruhigt Punkt via barmherziger Schwester. I don't know the verb was lascht.
To caress.
Caresses.
To caress, yeah.
And calm, just like I don't know that word either.
A merciful nurse, like a merciful nurse.
A merciful nurse. Sie geht angetan in Kleider, was seinen verhäkelt, verkleppelt von alle Seiten. She goes dressed in clothing or dress that in clothes that are, I don't know that word.
They are fastened, to be fastened. They are closed, they are fastened. Fastened and buttoned for all sides.
Unbuttoned from all sides.
It means that she's a tzniah.
She's very modestly dressed.
A modest one, a modest.
She's chaste.
A chaste, yeah.
Mit langer Arvel, with long sleeves, und mit a verdeckten Hals and with a covered throat or neck, wie in
Pusik.
Wie in Posek steht.
Like it's written.
It's written, Zire.
ויריחו סוגרת ומסוגרת. Okay. Jericho is Jericho. Jericho is closed from all sides. So I see that Ma'ariv got it. She's so buttoned and everything. She's so close. So
nobody's gonna get in there.
Yes, she's right. She's closed up, buttoned up.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So is Rafael still on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Rafael, you have the religious reference for that.
Yeah, it's Joshua 6:1. This is in the story where Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. And the chapter 6 begins, and Jericho was completely surrounded.
And the walls came tumbling down.
Yeah.
Well, that's later.
Yeah.
That's it happened one night.
Yeah, after they went around 7 times. So yeah. Okay. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. I see Bonnie raised her hand. Bonnie?
Yeah, at the top of the page, fourth word from the end. Pashik, is that the way it's pronounced? Yeah. I don't know the definition of that.
Okay. Posek is like a sentence in the Bible.
Right. Portion of the Torah. It's a portion of the Torah.
That's a verse.
A parsha. So it means
a
verse.
Parsha.
It's Posek.
Posek.
And that's different from parsha?
Yeah.
Oh.
The parsha is the chapter and the posek is the verse.
A verse. Okay.
Thank you. You learn something every day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Louisa?
Yeah, I think that the use of Hebrew is so funny.
Yes, that adds to the humor of it.
It is so funny. Of course, in the case of Posek, it would be pasuk, verse. Wouldn't that be in Hebrew when they say in Hebrew kakatuv, as it is written?
Kakatuv, yes, as it's written. Yeah.
As it is written.
Geschrieben.
Yeah, steht geschrieben, exactly.
Right, right.
What, can you repeat that again? What the last word definition you gave?
Posek, a portion, I thought.
Because in Hebrew, it is very common to make a reference to something that has been written by simply saying, as it is written, and the expression in Hebrew is kakatuv, meaning as it is written. So
and in Yiddish is steht geschrieben.
Exactly. It's the same, that's the exact translation. But I think it is hilarious the way he picks on the Hebrew to describe this whole thing. Fantastic.
Okay, Cookie?
Yeah, didn't Yiddish, before Hebrew became a language, before there was Israel, didn't Yiddish have a lot of Hebrew words in it anyway?
Yeah.
Of course.
It still does.
The wellspring.
It still does.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we have only...
Can I just mention something?
Sure.
Michael, you're talking?
Yeah. I just wanted to mention, I looked this up in the dictionary, and really to get the humor of Yericho, Sugeret, and Sugeret, the dictionary translation was bolted and barred. So this woman is like bolted and barred with all her clothing.
Okay. It's wonderful, the use of Hebrew here, yeah. Guys, we don't have any more time, so we will stop here with Red Ivrit. So, because it's 30.
Anna, where are you? Wie bist du?
I am in London right now.
Oh, good. Okay.
I am in London. In 2 weeks, I'm back in Houston. So 2 more weeks on the way. On the road again.
On the road, yeah.
On the road again.
Yeah. Are you in Cambridge?
Okay.
Near the children?
No, Right now, I am in London. In 2 days, we are moving back. We are going back to Cambridge. We have been there already. We are going back in 2 days. Okay, Louisa, I saw that you raised your hand, but before this, guys, just a moment. So next week we will finish this story, and I will send you another story. But as it is 6 o'clock here, I will move away. I will keep the screen on so you can continue. You can continue to chat, ask questions. Maurice is here. He can answer you. I see that Rafael already went to his. And I just wanted again to thank Marie for her help. Thank you. So I'm getting out and you can continue, okay?
Okay, and if Henriette, if you want to know, or anybody who wants to know about the English, I'll explain right now, okay?
All right. I wanted to know how to do whole pages.
Hold on, let Cookie. Bye, Minna. Have a good time.
I was just curious. Ich habe gewollt wissen, wie unsere neue Gast hat gefühlt von dem Programm.
I think she left because she said she had to leave.
Okay.
But we can see if she comes back.
Okay.
No, she's going to dinner.
Marie, so I want to know how to do whole pages.
I know, and everybody else has asked me.
Marie, if you if you don't mind, I was planning to send Henrietta a little video, if it's okay with you guys. So this way would help.
Okay, but I want to answer this once and for all, because I've been asked about 6 times now in the last few classes. If we get the reading and it's in letters that you can copy and paste, usually we get it as an image, then you're stuck. You can't do anything. But the last story came off of Rafael's website, and it was, he took the time to type out the oases, you know, so I could copy it, and then I go to Google Translate and I just paste it in, and I get it's a very bad translation. Sometimes it's almost good, but a lot of times you have to mess with it, you have to correct it, but it enables me to have something there, so when I try to record what people are saying, I don't have to type every single word, okay? It's just a start. It's not a good translation. There is some, I mean, sometimes you can go, like, I just put in there that somebody did a translation of Moisesville. If you search, you can find the translation. This is just, Henriette, it's not a good translation. It's just something to start with, so I don't have to write every single word when people are, okay? But you just go to Google Translate. But usually we can't do it because we get an image. That just happened that last time. It was a document that I could copy and paste, okay? Get it now?
Yes.
But Henrietta,
just a minute.
I wanted to help you, just you and and I'll just send you a little video if it helps, okay? And if not,
yeah, you're repeating yourself. Let Henrietta ask what she needed.
Yes. The reason I asked for a translation is there are a lot of words that I don't know how to translate. And I thought if it gave me a starting point before the class, that would be helpful.
Well, if you want, when I'm able to do it, I'll send you a copy. But most of the time we get images and I can't do it.
Okay. Whatever you get, do you have my email?
Oh, of course I do. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Everybody have a grace and 4th of July and below the fireworks.
And Marie, can you send it maybe to Mina and she can send it to all of us?
Sure. Yeah. I'll send it to Beverly.
I can do
Beverly. Okay. Whoever sends.
Beverly
is our social secretary.
Okay. Okay.
This Sunday, I'm singing for Holocaust children survivors, not children of, children survivors brought up by Goyim. They don't understand a word of Yiddish, but I'll be entertaining them. So I sing what I can in English and Yiddish, but I sing Yiddish.
Are you saying, when you say by Goyim, are you talking about
survivors? Yeah.
Are you talking about Jews who don't speak Yiddish, or are you talking about Gentiles?
Wish me luck. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth.
All right. Okay. Good to vote.